Hey folks, thank you for clicking on the video. So yeah, last week I went on a camping trip. I recently bought myself a Lanshan 1, which is a lightweight trekking pole tent. Yeah, I bought it through Outdoor Gear Essentials, and the guy that runs Outdoor Gear Essentials did some mods on it to make it kind of a little bit stronger and a little bit more functional in kind of windy weather and stuff. I did a video on the mods. I will link it up there, and I'll link it at the end of this video if you want to check out exactly what he did. Yeah, I went out camping on Old Winchester Hill, which is about 200 metres. It's an old hill fort on the South Downs, and it was planned to be a summer trip because it's July, but the weather was pretty horrendous. So I did an impromptu kind of bad weather test of this tent, and I thought I'd just put together like a 10-minute sequence that just sort of highlights how the tent fared in that kind of nasty weather. The hill fort is kind of, it's a hill on its own, exposed all the way round, so the wind was blowing. It rained from when we arrived early evening right through till about 8 o'clock in the morning, so it was a good kind of, you know, test of how waterproof it is and how stable a trekking pole tent can be. So yeah, enjoy the video, and I'll talk to you at the end. Blowing an absolute hoolie up here. My socks are wet, my trousers around the ankles are wet, but I'm in. It's pissing down, and it's blowing a little, but yeah, we're okay. Apparently it's beer o'clock. We're having shouted conversations through the rain. Cheers everybody. Cheers Warren.
Cheers.
Oh yeah, it's grim. We've had to shut the doors because the rain's just pouring in. Nice. So yeah, I'm in Lanshan 1. Morning. Dirty. Would you believe it's still raining? Yeah, warm enough, dry enough. The tent stood up really well. It was quite blustery, and yeah, there were no issues. I haven't got any worries about it. Feels solid. It's flappy a little bit, but I haven't felt like it's going to go anywhere, so that's good. Yeah, I think the alarm set for 7, so I've got about 20 minutes of just dozing, whatnot, before I've got to do anything. But I do kind of need a wee, but I don't fancy going out there, so I'm going to hang on to it for a bit longer. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's not getting any better. This tent is actually taking a bit of a battering. The wind's really got up now, and I feel the floor kind of vibrating where it's getting blown about, but it's doing okay. You hear that? think actually the wind direction's probably changed. It was coming this way and it's now going that way because this bit of the tent is starting to push on my shoulder a little bit. But yeah, it's just doing okay. It's surviving so far. Yeah, alarm's gone off. Let's wake up Warren. Warren!
Yeah, I've been awake a few minutes.
I can't hear you. Yeah.
Morning!
Morning!
He's a windy,
It is windy. So, yeah, I think it's probably time to get up before I get blown off the side of this hill. Now breakfast is on and the sun's out. Amazing. Love a bit of sunshine. I got my shoes, getting some sun on the inside of them, try and dry them off. Got my wet trousers laid in the sun. Hat outside as well. Put my hat on a plate. Yes. So, while I'm enjoying this little bathing of sunshine, I've been out for a wee obviously and checked how my tent stood up in the night, and yeah, it's not moved. The guy lines are all where I left them. They're all reasonably tight. Nothing's loosened off. These, what are they? Dyneema lines that Colin put on for me. They're good. Yeah, I guess the only issue with them is in the low light you just can't see them, or I can't because I'm blind. But yeah, he put glow in the dark guy line adjusters on each end one, which I could just about make out last night, but I couldn't see the actual lines at all once it got a bit murky. So that's okay, I don't mind that. Oh, but yeah, they're strong. They haven't stretched, they haven't moved, so all good. Yeah, this is a Lanshan 1. It's got the T-zip, and it's got a few mods on it. Swapped out some of the guy line, or swapped out all the guy lines, swapped out some of the tie-outs for bungee stuff. The little clip thing that holds the door on, that's been swapped out for a metal one. It's had the waterproofing stuff done on the points that need doing. All done by Colin for Outdoor Gear Essentials, and this has been its first, stiff test, and yeah, it's come through with flying colours. Thanks, Cole. He's lovely Cole. That's what they call him. So yeah, my socks didn't come through flying colours though, unfortunately. They are soaked. But yeah, it was a good place to be, this tent. I really liked it. Yeah, not much more to say on it. If I remember, I'll link Outdoor Gear Essentials, because the modding that he did it all for me, because I'm useless at that sort of thing. So I managed to talk him into doing it. He sells the mod kits and all, but I suspect talk nicely, for a fee. Obviously, he'd probably do it for you, but yeah, he's a good guy. That's it. I know I mentioned last night. Also, this week I bought a footprint for it, which I wasn't going to bother with, but I think it's probably a sensible move when the weather's bad. But yeah, say, we're on top of a hill in the wind and rain, and no problems, which is good for a tent that's held up buying my trekking pole. Really happy about that. So there you go. It did pretty well, to be fair. Better than I thought it would do. I'm not a massive fan of trekking pole tents. They're okay, they serve a purpose, but I've never had a lot of faith in them in any sort of wind. But yeah, that did really well. Now I think the wind speed, I didn't measure anything, I'm just guessing, but I'd say it's probably no more than about 25-30 mile an hour in sort of gusts. And overnight, you know, it rained non-stop, be clear about that, but it wasn't mega windy, I don't think, in the night. The wind got up more in the morning, but I didn't feel like the tent was going anywhere. It was really solid. I went round and checked all the guy lines and stuff in the morning. Everything was as I'd left it. You know, the pegs hadn't come out the ground, there were no rips, no tears in any of it. So I think it's a really successful test. It's given me a lot of faith in it, because I'm going to use it. I'm going on a South Downs Way in the summer, and that's the tent I'm going to take with me. So I was quite pleased that it, you know, survived in those conditions. I can't see it being any worse than that in the summer, and we are going to camp on hilltops and things, but you know, that sort of weather condition, I think it could probably handle a little bit more, but I wouldn't advocate, you know, taking it up on top of a mountain. I mean, that'd just be crazy, because the wind speeds up there are completely different. But for kind of low level and sort of little hilltops and things, it's fine, totally fine. So yeah, good, successful test, even though I didn't plan to do a test. But yeah, there were two Lanshans in that video, mine with the mods that I got from Outdoor Gear Essentials, and my friend Warren's, and he's sort of done a couple of modifications himself. He's attached a different guy line, slightly thicker guy line to the ones you get. He's attached it right on the very top of the tent. There's like a loop you can attach it to, and he's brought them down through the actual guy line loops that are halfway down and then out, and he's got them really long, so that gives you that sort of bit of stability, and it'll pull the edges away. It's a little bit unsightly, and it means you need loads and loads of room to pitch it. So you know, he's doing what he wants to do, which is fine, and his, to be fair, stood up just as well as mine. So you know, different schools of thought, but both methods work really well. As I've said in the video, I got that from Outdoor Gear Essentials, and Colin, the owner, he did the modifications for me because I'm an idiot and can't do things like that. He did the waterproofing around the where the guy line reinforcements have been stitched on. He seam sealed all that for me. He sells the seam seal stuff, and he sells the mod kits, you know, the carbon fibre pegs and the Dyneema and all that sort of thing. And I imagine, you know, as I said in the video, you know, for a fee, he'll probably do a job if you're inept like me. But, you know, just contact him and speak to him. That'd be the best thing. I'll put his website in the video description. But yeah, to me, that was a good night. It gave me a lot of peace of mind. So I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, and if you give it a thumbs up, that'd be really helpful, because you know, this is an information video. Other people might want to know, so giving it a bit of interaction, you know, helps push it up in the YouTube standings. Thanks so much. See you soon.